All right, SPY, look like they got it again. They look like they're going again, very extended, just 1 bar pullback from the high. I don't trade those, being that they've burnt me more than they've helped me, so I usually will wait. Plus, the price action going into it is pretty extended. Again, it could continue to go higher. I'm not, a lot of guys are having these orders up here. That would be an easy place to kind of have where have it go up and then fill to the downside. That's why I don't trade those. Again, it's a painful trade and I really don't like dealing with it. So let's look at the 30-minute for the SPY, see what was going on, and you can see pretty much once it broke above this, continued up, and it looks good. Again, you see the sideways action. Again, don't look at this gray area. That's pretty much just after hours stuff, but again, just looking for the proper setup and a pullback. A 1 bar pullback is something I'm going to take on such a long, or let's look at the percentage again. You might say, oh, you're beating a dead horse. Yeah, that's fine. It is what it is. But the percentage swing, you got from here to 14.25. Okay, I'm not taking a 1 bar pullback on that. If it's mid, this is a 1 bar pullback, continued up. It didn't seem that it just grinded up, but again, we'll see what happens. Weekly, we've said that has pretty much been sorted out, as far as just it's still in an uptrend, and we got to respect it. But again, we're midweek. We better see some volume come up or something like that. But again, you see the volume real high on this reversal. Gave the break above here and hasn't. We have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks up. So again, looking for some pullback. That doesn't mean it's going to happen exactly when I want it to happen. But again, I wouldn't. Again, I've been banging the table on, if you're going to take an entry, make sure it's a great entry versus I'm, oh shit, I see another green bar or up bar, let me get in, because that's usually when you can get stopped out very easily, because you're not using disciplined trading rules. And discipline is one of the key things here. You have a quiet day on the QQQ. Again, inside bar, not where I would want to see an inside bar. I want to see it, like, let's say here, I'd love to see an inside bar. Let's say if it was right here, this little bar right here, then a break above this high and then continue to the upside, depending on what the price action is beforehand. Again, grinding up. Let's look at the volume on the weekly just to kind of say, okay, things look a little bit tired. Yes, you see the volume is weaning off. You could, it's pretty obvious to see that you got the volume going like this so far. I'm not saying that it's going to top. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's weaning on its way up. So again, if you're in an entry, cool. If you're not in an entry, be careful. You want to take really good stops, really good entries, and have your stops accordingly. Let's look at the IWM. IWM looked like it got back a lot of what it gave up yesterday. So you can see basically it didn't follow through, it didn't break below these lows. So again, if you took here, some people might say it's a good argument to why you should scale. It all depends on how you're scaling. Again, if you're scaling at 3-to-1, depending on if you're using, let's say, a weekly or something like that for the option, get it for $1, $3, you can scale. You get it for this amount of money, you're looking at almost $2. Went down a little bit under $2, so you're a little bit less than 1-to-1. I'm still in this trade. If it stops me out, or maybe if it gets 2 or 3-to-1, maybe I could roll my stop down halfway, or cut my position size. But again, it didn't follow through, so we have to see how this one pans out. Let's look at some names. Again, Apple. Yes, it was dirty as shit that what they did yesterday. That's part of the game. You knew that pretty much you had a lot of people chasing, and this was all to take out stops. Again, this still doesn't look healthy to me right now. Regarding this, some people might say, oh, it's a 1-bar pullback and they take it going down. Again, if you're aggressive like that, again, I would like to see it come, give me something and then come back down if I'm looking to go short. But the trend is clearly up. Google, again, it didn't look too hot, but again, it's still giving you some lower highs in place, and we have this channel that we're working with right now. So you could see that this channel, it's currently still in, and it's trading down, and you can see the underlying trend if you look at, let's say, where this high is, so let's say we look at like a retracement from here to here, you can see that it got to that 50% and then pretty much just rolled down. It didn't even get to the 61.8% fib. So you can see it got there, got tired, and then just continued to the downside. Still looks like it's in a very, very weak position, so I would treat it accordingly. Big name also, Gopro, didn't have much follow through from yesterday's price action. Still have the lower highs in place. Let's see if it could break below these lows. So you got the low of 73.39. You know, I would keep that in mind, that if it breaks below that, it could definitely come and test this, and once it breaks this up, it can definitely flush down. But it's just in a sideways movement right now. I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lower highs. So let's see if this one can break down from this low as well, and see what we got going on from there. So that's pretty much it. Again, you know, the things were moving well. I mean, again, the diamond, you know, grandpa, you know, saying, oh, the market's still up. Again, not really worried about that, but again, it's not in a downtrend. And I said, if you're going to buy this, to be careful, and it's just a 1 bar pullback. So again, someone will say, oh, you know, they're basically saying, okay, I'm going to just trade this breakout. That's too obvious, and I don't trade just 1 bar pullback and then go on that up. That's just not me. So again, it is what it is, and we'll see how this one plays out. But again, I would rather just say, to, you know, it's always about the great entry. It's always about making sure you're not chasing anything, and don't worry about you missing up. Some people beat up on themselves for missing trades, and you got to keep the big picture of things. Like, again, you know, people are dealing with a lot of things that are way more stressful than trading. Even though trading can be very stressful, you deal with illnesses, family illnesses, you got a personal illness, you got, you know, people that just pass away and stuff like that. You got to look at, like, all right, I missed a trade, you know, I'm not going to die. I just want to make sure I learn from it, and the next time it comes up, I'll trade it. And if you get stopped out next time you trade it, you don't beat yourself up. You say, this is a trade I can take because it's a high probability trade. Okay, that's what we want to trade. So again, let's see what happens tomorrow, and we'll take it from there. Take care.